friends, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I'm Brett and let's get epic. So guys, I can't believe I did it. I went to Thursday 11 p.m. screening of Avengers Infinity War. This movie is nearly 3 hours. You guys know I do not do well with long run time, so I caffeinated myself like crazy. This is coming from not a huge Marvel fan's perspective. And also, this is a spoiler-free review. I promise you guys, and I think that this movie has so much to say. I'm gonna do a separate spoiler review video that's gonna come out soon. Let's get into it. Avengers Infinity War has all of our favorite Marvel heroes coming together onto the big screen. This has been, I think, like 10 years in the making. Our heroes are fighting against Thanos, played by Josh Brolin. Thanos is this guy, he's wielding all of these different Infinity Stones, which basically give him powers over time, space. So then all of our heroes have to fight him and make sure he doesn't get that last stone, because if he does, he's gonna be able to decimate like half of the world. And what follows is a film that I was floored by. This is a pretty astonishing film for a Marvel tentpole. Okay, so Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely wrote this script, and this film is nearly 3 hours. It's crazy. They have to juggle so many different storylines, but I think what this writing duo does so well is they do balance the characters pretty nicely. This is more of a Thor and a Guardians of the Galaxy film. They get the most screen time out of everybody. I'm not a huge fan of Thor or the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise, but for you guys that are diehards, you guys are gonna love this more than anybody else. My favorites, Captain America and Black Panther and Spider-Man, they don't get as much to do in this film, but I'm hoping that part 2, which is coming out next year, will balance the storylines a little bit better. Even with me not being a huge Thor and Guardians fanboy, I do think that in small doses they worked well, so I liked that we got their humor, their banter, and it's just enough of them so that it's fun to watch them without being annoying. And also from a writing perspective, this feels epic in so many ways. It takes some really big dramatic turns without forgetting Marvel's typical dose of humor and heart in it. We're hitting all of the major beats that a Marvel film needs to hit. But let's give a shout out to Anthony and Joe Russo, our directors. They do a really spectacular job. At nearly 3 hours, it is pretty well paced. During the middle, it does lag a little bit, but for the most part, I love that it just hurdles towards the ending. It looks great. The action sequences are really, really well shot. I love that the Russos shoot these action sequences with an immediacy. Their handheld camera work, it sort of brings us back to earth and makes us recognize the stakes and how tactile our heroes are. The special effects are wonderful. I think the Russos did a great job of juggling this epic narrative, giving everybody a chance to shine, not forgetting that character and story comes just as equally important as the action sequences. So for a while, this movie was heading towards an 8 for me. However, what put this over the edge for me was the ending. This feels like such a bold ending that I was not expecting, that people literally gasped during. It just brought everything together. The operatic nature of it was tremendous. I couldn't believe that they decided to go out with a bang. So we know that there's going to be a sequel, so I know that we still have a lot of things to resolve and nothing is guaranteed with this ending. However, Marvel ending it on this note felt very risky, and I appreciate Marvel for taking this franchise into a dark direction and making choices that I think might infuriate people. Sort of like Last Jedi. This might be even more controversial in a certain sense. I don't know what you guys are going to think about it. Some people are going to love it, some people are going to hate the ending, some people are going to feel manipulated or betrayed. I don't really know. As you can tell, you guys, I'm struggling to not spoil this. What else can I say? The performances are really excellent. I thought Chris Pratt, really great. This one, he gets a lot more to do, and he gets to flex his comedy muscles, his dramatic muscles. Tom Holland, in the little bit of screen time that he has, makes the most tremendous impact for me, and I was really blown away by his performance yet again. He's amazing. Chris Hemsworth is doing his thing comedic wise and gets a lot of funny lines. Chris Pratt and Chris Hemsworth's banter back and forth is really funny, and I think comedically they are a really funny pairing. I like them together. But I guess the main person we should be talking about is Josh Brolin. He is tremendous as Thanos. He gives us a lot to think about for this villain. Sort of like what Michael B. Jordan was doing with the villain in Black Panther, Josh Brolin gives us a lot to chew on. I respected his choices as an actor, what he was doing to give us conflict as to feel like, God, we hate him, we want him to be destroyed, and yet we understand where he's coming from. Okay guys, so I don't even know what else I can say right now. Wrapping it up from a spoiler-free perspective. This is a really great blockbuster. I am not a Marvel fan, as I said. If you watch my flop videos, you know how much I hated Guardians 2 and how much I hated Thor Ragnarok. This feels like a great return to form. I need to process Avengers Infinity War a little bit more, but as of now, my first immediate instinct is this is the best Avengers film yet, because it has left me thinking long after I left the theater. Most times after an Avengers movie, you know, for 2.5 hours, I could watch it, be like, okay, that was nice, and I walk out, forget that it happened the next day. It gives me nothing to think about, nothing to chew upon, and maybe that's why I typically don't like the Avengers movies that much. This one, though, left me thinking last night, it left me thinking this morning. It just feels so weighty and big and real and epic, and I haven't felt that way from a Marvel film in a really long time. I'm going to give Avengers Infinity War, I cannot believe I'm saying this, a 9.2 out of 10. This is one of the best movies of the year. Alright, you guys, that is it from me, so now I have to turn it over to you guys. What did you think of Avengers Infinity War? Did you love it or did you hate it? Let me know in the comment section below. And like I said, be on the lookout for my spoiler in-depth discussion of this movie coming out soon. I've never done one of these videos before, so if you guys want to check that one out and give it some love, as you guys always do, that would be amazing. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe and let me know what you think I should see next. Thank you so much, you guys, for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys at the movies.